Hello. Today it is Monday, September the 7th, 2020. This is the Service Hero Show. 365 Days of Awesome. Celebrate success through service. My name is Tamara Hunter. I am your host, and this is the show that tells the inspiring stories of those that are inspiring others. So let's do this. Today, I am thrilled that we have our service hero, one of my dear friends, Susan Burch. You know, she actually is someone that I met a while ago, and we have a lot of things in common. And then we ended up spending some time together in Reno with some amazing people, and I wrote a chapter to a book. Now, that was a little while ago. However, you know, when there is something that has to be done, it gets done. No matter what the timing is, it always ends up being perfect. And so we're going to be talking about that today and a few other things. How are you doing, Susan?
I am doing fantastic. Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. How's that voice? Is your voice okay?
I know it sounds, I just was on the phone doing the same thing, coughing. So we have so much smoke here in California. It's killing me.
You know, and thank you for bringing that up. I actually did want to talk about that actually towards the beginning, because there are so many people right now in not only California, there's people all over the place that are feeling that need for service and for a service hero to arrive at in their environment, in their door, to save the day. And right now, yes, I was out walking early this morning and I could feel it. I'm feeling that scratchiness because I'm down in the Riverside County area. We've got the San Bernardino, county area. We've got the San Diego fires. They were just declared a disaster area. And how are things up in your area?
There, you know what? I mean, we have ash all over the back of in our backyard, but we live in the valley, so we're not really in the fires, but we just have it coming this way. But I just saw that they rescued 250 people in a lake just not very far from our home, and the road got cut off, and they had to send in military helicopters, and they came in and rescued 250 people, which is just amazing.
Oh, I'm glad that you told me that, because I didn't know that they had been rescued yet, because last I had heard they were sheltering in place. And anybody that understands, and I'm going to be getting to you guys in a moment and saying welcome, it's just that when you have been raised in this area, when you have seen what happens with this is nothing to play with. No. And I don't know about you, Susan, but I watched the documentary about the Paradise Fire not long ago, and I have extended family that, they were affected by it. And when it can be a storm, and it can be coming at you, and you just don't know. And so to hear that they were rescued, I am so thrilled, because I was really worried about that. I want to just say hello to everybody. Good afternoon, Spencer Rose. We have Trapper Rose with us. Let's see, really got this day off to this day off till 6. Oh, you've got it off till 6. He's a trapper in the greater Chicagoland area, and it's always so fascinating to hear what he's doing, because he actually goes in and traps like wild creatures that go into your homes and stuff, and then he lets them out where they should be, not where they want to necessarily be. So thank you for your service. Yes. Yeah. And we have Helene, our first ambassador of the chat for the buddies, and she's welcoming all the buddies that will be showing up and everyone that comes to visit with us at the Service Hero Show. We have our senior ambassador of the chat, and also she has taken on the role, and we're going to be building out the show, and she's taken on the role of becoming our production coordinator. And can you believe it, Susan? We are preparing for the third annual Giving Tuesday event.
Oh, that's so exciting. I love that.
And she's going to be one of the producers of it, and kind of behind the scenes. Yet she's in Canada, and she had said that she was going to take Canada, and she has been. She's got so many people now up in that area. She'll be going live there with, it's just going to be so
I love what you're doing. You are just, what you guys are all doing. It's just amazing. So
we have Julie Dominguez. Julie, so glad you're here. A service hero and a teacher that is helping a lot of the, there's so many teachers at home and that are called parents or nanas, and such things, and is like the professionals need, are out there. And so she has helped to create this website that gives amazing tips and tricks and help and everything for those, for those that need that kind of encouragement. So thank you for being with us today. And Cinnamon, Cinnamon, I'm so glad you're here. So glad. And everyone that is here, thank you for being with us right now. I want to say that you, let's go into your history a bit, because I want us to go into where we're going to go. However, to understand why it is that you do what you do, it will be part of this story, right?
Absolutely.
So many know your story, but many do not, because we have a whole new audience now.
Sure.
So you heard as a mother those three words that no one wants to hear and too many are. And why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. Back in 2007, our perfectly healthy, amazing little 10-year-old daughter was diagnosed with a very rare cancerous brain tumor and very, very highly aggressive. And yeah, we were told she had cancer, and it completely shattered our worlds. You look back and you look at your life pre-cancer and, after that diagnosis, and completely rocked our world and changed our lives in many ways for the better. And I am grateful for that, for sure. But it was devastating. At the time, it was absolutely devastating to hear those words about our daughter. And it was so unexpected because she'd been so healthy up to that point. And we just have done, from that day forward, we have done so many things to help support her and support others around us. And I really, truly feel just like you that part of her not just surviving, but thriving was us embracing helping others along the journey. And we, when we would fall, they would pull us up, and we would try to do the same along the way, and are so grateful for all the people who helped us do that. And I know you are one of the biggest champions for that. And I love you for that, and I appreciate you so much.
Well, thank you. And I feel the same about you. In fact, when we met, I'll never forget the very first time, and we were lucky enough to kind of spend some time together on that weekend. And we were in a car, and we were talking about all of this, and I'm thinking, wow, how incredible, and your strength. And then you as a mother and a daughter, you get hooked up and start going to the St. Jude's hospital programs, and that's where you went for treatment, correct?
It was. I just remember when she got her diagnosis, we were told horrible, horrible things. We were told, she would have major learning disabilities. We were told, a percentage that we were not happy with at all. We were told that she would have disabilities, and just on and on and on, that, that would come with the horrible treatment she was going to have to go through. And they left the room, and I told my husband, I said, you go find the best place in the world for her. And he did, and he's researched and came up with St. Jude. And St. Jude is a phenomenal hospital. It truly is. I mean, what they do there is incredible, and the way that they love the children there, and that they do it without cost to the family, which is beyond, that's a huge part of the struggle with cancer, is the financial burden. And I mean, there's just so many things I love about St. Jude, but we can do better, for sure. We can do better. Right now it's Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, and I just see so many statistics out there that just are so hard for me to bear, having lived through that. So yeah.
And we are going to address that September is Child Awareness Month for cancer. It's the Gold Ribbon Month, and so you go, you find out, your daughter meets other children. She's there, and you're in, if I remember the story correctly, you're in one of the little gift shops, and there's the hats, and there's all of the different things, and you started realizing, and because of, you're such a proactive mom. I can't even say enough about you, Susan. I just so respect you in so many ways. You learned about health and nutrition. You've learned about philanthropic nature, the different 501c3s. You've learned, and you've become a St. Jude, speaker. You've been out there and speaking and representing and doing so much to help champion this cause. And I can't even say thank you enough for that, because that's what we need. We need service heroes like this. And so you're there, and your daughter and some of the others, the children that you started to meet, they were having issues, not only because they had cancer, they had a bigger issue, didn't they?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I think that cancer is the diagnosis, but everything that comes along with that. And, one thing that we learned over time is that for children, that when they're diagnosed with cancer, their number one fear is not losing their life, it's losing their hair. And that's just heartbreaking to me. And so what we did is when I was in the gift shop, and we were actually looking for wigs, we were at a wig shop. And because we didn't realize she was going to lose her hair during her radiation, we thought it would be during chemotherapy. So it was kind of thrust upon us that we need to deal with that. So we went to a wig shop, and when I was there, I found, as we were checking out, I just felt prompted to look over and see this poof of hair that would go, it was supposed to clip to your hair. And so it made no sense to buy it for my child who would soon be bald. But I threw it onto the, right next to the cash register. My husband looked at me all confused and I said, just get it.
Going with my gut.
So, we were playing happen on this beautiful.
Okay, we're having a little bit of technical issues right now. This happens. We are live, and it looks as though she is frozen. She will be back in a moment. I want to recognize everyone that is here with us. This story is an awesome story, and many of you do know Susan because of the fact that she has supported the buddies ever since we first met. And there's an echo on your side. Yes, that's what I was worried about. And the sound issues with, we don't have the proper, that's where we do need people to wear their earbuds. and yet we also have, with all of the disturbances in the Force, yes, a Star Wars fan here, with all of the fires and everything, it does cause issues with our electric grids. Plus, we're in a brownout situation, so that we're having rolling brownouts in California. So we don't know what's going to happen. She's in California. I'm in California. Hopefully she'll be back to be able to town. Yeah, I really do believe it. Do you mind, Carol? I believe you're probably friends with Susan. Just checking in with her, and when she comes back in, we'll make sure that she has earbuds in. All right, so as we're talking about this story, I do want to right now bring up a video. I was going to share it a little later, but we'll share it right now because it is about the program Chemo Buddies for Life, of which I am the president and co-founder, and Susan has helped with the last two Giving Tuesday events. The very first one was the Service Heroes Telethon, benefiting Chemo Buddies for Life. And then last year, of course, we had the Give-a-thon that was under our name, Chemo Buddies for Life. This year, we're going to go one more step. We're going to make it a 36-hour live here on the E360 TV platform, and it will be the Tour of Love, benefiting Chemo Buddies for Life. So who are they? Who are the buddies? Here they are.
Life is so fragile, and we're constantly reminded just how fragile life can be, especially when we or a loved one is told we have cancer. Cancer survivor myself, I can tell you, we still feel very alone in this journey.
There's a study that's been shown that patients who are socially isolated have a worse prognosis, have a worse outcome than patients who are socially interconnected.
Buddies for Life is a non-profit cancer support group for those whose life has been impacted by cancer. We'll match you with the perfect buddy. Humor, hope, heart, and hugs.
Humor, hope, heart, hugs, and a whole lot of love.
We're offering you a free membership, so please sign up today. Share this with your friends and family, and support this community in every way you can. No one should face cancer alone.
I am a Chemo Buddy for Life.
We are a Buddies Network.
No one does cancer alone.
Be a buddy.
And we are all here for you as a community of love.
We are Chemo Buddies for Life.
And if you've heard 3 words, you have cancer, for yourself or someone else, you belong with us at Chemo Buddies for Life.
Healing through connections.
We're back. Okay. Do you have any earbuds?
I don't. I'm so sorry. Are you not hearing me well?
Okay.
Well, we have a feedback situation.
Okay, here, let me see. I went to my phone because I don't know why it knocked me off the internet.
Okay.
Is there still a feedback?
Yeah, whenever I Is your computer on?
It's not. It's back on, and my husband just fixed it, so I can go back to that if you want me to.
Yes, and if you can kind of hear help.
I usually have them right here to do the show, and I didn't put them right here. I'm so sorry. But I can go back to the computer if it was better.
It was a little better.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay. All right, so we're going to get this taken care of. And in the meantime, let's keep talking about all of this. Where are we at in things? Let's do this. Save the date. Save the date. We are going to be going live for the Tour of Love, raising the frequency. Love is healing. We are healing through connections with humor, hope, heart, hugs, and a lot of love. A whole lot of love, as was said in the video. We will be entertaining you. We will be inspiring you. And yes, we will be the modern day Jerry Lewis Telethon. It is a give-a-thon, and it will be benefiting program that absolutely is making a difference. And we'll be sharing stories about how that is happening. We've been around long enough now that we've got those stories. In fact, that's part of what we're going to be talking to Susan about today. Also, we will be entertaining you. Think of it this way, in the fact that, yes, most likely we're going to be in a streaming media way, because COVID's around yet. Everybody's kind of getting used to it. We are stretching it outside of the box. We are working with some people right now that are at the top of their game, and it is going to be fun. So if you want to be a part of it and volunteer, we would love to have you be a volunteer with our organization and help us to make a difference. Because you know what? That's exactly what we're doing. Say hello to everyone. Yes, I do too. Love that video. Thank you to Skip Thomas, one of our buddies, and also our board member over digital platforms. He's an Emmy award-winning director, videographer, storyteller extraordinaire, and he is the one that produced that video and others. He's also written our theme song for the buddies, and just wait until we take that out there in some kind of a produced way. It is going to be very exciting. We have Sherry McQueen. Sherry, your story needs to be told on our Give-a-thon, and you and your buddy, of which we started to film. Oh yes, guys, we are making a difference within a buddies network. We are truly healing through connections. And if you haven't seen the Service Hero show that was just done on Friday, you will want to go and watch it, because towards the end, let me give you a spoiler alert. You want to watch it, and then you'll probably want to watch it through from the beginning to the end, because you're going to be thinking, oh my goodness, miracle. Yep. All right, Chemo Buddies for Life is my new family. Oh, Cinnamon, love you, love you. A family of love, respect, compassion, and trust. That means the world. That means the world to us, definitely. And we've got our service hero back. Let's see how it's going. Oh, not quite yet. Okay, give me a thumbs up when you're ready, Susan. And let's see, earbuds are important. Yes, yes, they are. And hi, Julie and Andrea. I love it. Everybody visiting with each other. Yes, Skip Thomas is an amazing human. I would completely agree with you, Julie. All right, I believe we are good. How are we? Oh, much better.
I hope you can hear me better.
Oh, yeah. Well, I can hear you. It's just I'm not hearing myself in the background, like, whoa, 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 whoa. You know, like the Charlie Brown feature. Whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Next time we'll have earbuds right with me, or my microphone.
Okay, I think that was something being moved. Maybe that was that noise. Okay, so we're good. We're good. And hello, Kim O'Neill, one of our service heroes. Love it, love it. Please go to E360 TV. Watch Sharon McQueen's interview there. Yes, yes, yes. And yes, we want everybody to start getting the app on your TVs, on your phones, everywhere, because this is the program. This is how we are going to be touching the world this Giving Tuesday. Can you believe it, Susan? I mean, we talked about this the very first year, right? You were involved. You've been involved since the very beginning. I can't even say enough about your because you've been there. You had been there on the scene. You had been out there on the national level and maybe even international level. I'm not even sure, but I know you've worked with some of the top doctors. You've been involved in some of those meetings that you just think, wow, where is this going? And yes, you do also have an extended wealth of information that we won't even necessarily completely go into. However, I want people to understand, because then it's going to mean that much more as to why it is that we're working together in regards to the one project. And that is that so your daughter loses her hair. She's going through the radiology, and you get the puff of hair. What did you do?
So I put it together, and the day that we needed to shave her head, and she was totally ready for it and said, please do it, Mom. She took that and she looked at herself with her, little bald head, and she took her hat that had her ponytail and flipped it on. She was good. She was amazing. And all across the hospital, she would wear that in the hospital. Little girls would run up to her and say, where did you get your hat with the ponytail? I would love one of those. And so we wrote home because they started doing a fundraiser so that she could purchase a wig or do something with it. And she said, Mom, there's so many kids here who need it more than I do. So we wrote home and said, please start collecting hats, and we're going to use any of that money to buy more of these ponytails for these kids. And anyway, what we did is we came up with a charity called Hats and Hair from Kids Who Care. And we've now given out thousands of hats with the hair clips as well to children across the United States, but also, mostly at St. Jude whenever we go back for our visit.
I love it. I love it. And there's because this is a different platform, and so I don't have the picture of the one mural that's on the wall, but it's a friend of your daughter's that's wearing one of the hats with the puff of hair in the back, and that's at the St. Jude's Hospital on the wall, right?
It is. It's a huge mural, and it's one of my daughter's very best friends who's no longer here with us. So every time she's throwing a baseball, and you can see her from behind, and you see the hat and hair she's wearing, and her other hand's out. And so my daughter always goes and touches her hand, and we take a picture every time we go back. So she's, we've got her growing up, touching her hand every year. And to us, that's so significant. And we actually, they've done fundraisers, they've done a lot of things. And we're very good friends with the people who do the tours at St. Jude. And, sometimes they'll stop there and they'll tell the story of Chase and of this little girl and their friendship, and of our hats and hair, and, how we come back and give those out. It's so touching to me to still be part of St. Jude in some way.
And that goes back to, and that's why when we were connecting about the buddy idea, that goes to the whole idea of buddies and how critically important it is to have someone that you feel like you can understand, that will understand you. You can have all the love from your family and your friends and everything, but if it makes a huge difference when you have that person that you can understand, and they can, and you can ask those questions and have chocolate days together and all those kind of neat things, right?
Absolutely. I remember thinking, when we were going through this, so many people were so great, and so they would have so much empathy, and were trying so hard to relate and help us in any way we could. But I remember thinking, it's like peering through a glass window where, they can look in, but they can never understand fully what you're going through unless they're walking beside you. And having those friendships of people who are either ahead of us in the journey, a little bit behind us, or right alongside of us, having people mentor us through it who had been there, having people that we could do the same for, and those who were right alongside of us. So when we fell, they would be their first thing helping us up, and vice versa. It really takes that. To go through this alone is so hard. When you have people who are there to support you, it makes all the difference. It truly does.
It does. And so thank you for sharing about the hats and hair from Kids That Care. And I love that program. And so if anybody wants to check it out, you still have that program going, right?
Oh, we sure do. Yeah. Every year we're just going to take a load of to our Ronald McDonald House here locally in the Central Valley. We have quite a few hats we're going to donate. We usually have blankets, soft, cuddly blankets for the children as well. Games. We have, we've taken vanfuls of toys to children in the hospital at Christmas time and then in July. It's been an amazing thing. And my daughter constantly says that's what helped me get through it more than anything. It's just looking outside of ourselves and what we were going through, and seeing others that, really needed it more than we did, and oftentimes, but just that gratitude and happiness you can bring to people is so contagious, and it makes you feel good, and it makes you feel better when you're not feeling good,
Exactly. So, and again, sorry guys, I know that there's a little bit of feedback. However, we're going forward with everything. So now, as far as you're out there, you're a speaker, you're your daughter's doing well now. How old is she? She was 10 when she was diagnosed.
Yeah, she is turning 23. So on her birthday, her very last day of chemo fell on her birthday. So we had quite the celebration. And so every year it's a celebration of life, you know. It's such an amazing thing for her. So yeah, she'll be 13 years cancer free September 24th. So coming right up.
That so exciting.
And she's doing phenomenal. She's married. She's very happily married. She is she's training to become an ASL interpreter. That's what she's got her degree. She graduated with honors, did amazing. Just has done so many of the wonderful things we've always hoped, you know, she would be able to accomplish and do. So yeah, she's doing fantastic.
And that's part of the story that I wanted to share today too, is because the Sherry McQueen story, your daughter's story, and we'll go into this at another time. There is so much hope for our bodies to become healthy, and we are being able to heal through connections and heal through so much more. You understand so much of the science. You're tapped in to so many people that are doing incredible things, and I want to just say thank you for that. And we will be bringing you back to share more messages and kind of dive deeper into this, because the bottom line is this: those 3 words don't have to feel like they used to feel.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I'm very grateful for the progress that has been made. And we're just going to continue moving forward. There's so much better out there that we can still find.
That's right. That's right. So you decide to start getting into telling stories, yes, by voice, and then telling stories in the written word. And you then start looking at, what am I going to do? How am I going to get this out there? Let's talk about that journey, because all of a sudden you decided to take on another hat.
I did. I did. You know, I had a children's book that just came to me, and I knew I had to write it down. It was one morning before work, and I just got it all down on paper and ran to work. And then I spent about a year working on developing that and to put it as, you know, to get it out there. And I actually had a few publishing companies who showed interest in it. But in the meantime, we had started a writing group, and one of the writers decided, you know, I think I'm going to self-publish. And so we started working with her, and I collected, you know, I had a wonderful cover artist that I found and an editor that was phenomenal and all of these things. And we put her book together, and then I put another friend's book together and got my children's book, and we had a big launch. And I started having people coming to me constantly asking how we had published and how to go about doing that. And anyways, so I realized, I think, you know, I have a publishing company here. So, because there was such a need to get people's stories out there, and anything that inspires me, I wanted to get out into the world. And so 3.5 years ago, started that.
And now I'm going to bring up some images I had here. I am learning this new, it's not so new, but it's not what I'm used to with the way that I used to be able to flip the pictures up and everything like that. And so
I don't want to put that on the screen. That's great.
I'm having fun though. You know, it's something new, a challenge, and I'm all about it. And, you know, it's like, okay, more buttons to be able to push. How fun for Tamara. And so, yes, I wanted to start here, and we've been telling this story, and Sherry has just asked, and we will put the information out there. And in fact, she wants to know how to get a hold of you and in contact with you and find out more about Hats and Hair from Kids That Care.
Sure. For myself, to get a hold of me, SeasonAmberBurch.com. And it's Season, SEASON, AmberBurch.com, BURCH. And on there, I have Hats and Hair from Kids Who Care is another one of the websites attached to it. And it has a contact sheet that you can fill out if you have people that you would love to, tell us that you'd like to sponsor and they would enjoy having a hats and hair. For adults, we have a program where we charge them a very minimal, like $15. And when they do that, it's when they buy one, then they will give one. So it's basically a donation to Hats and Hair from Kids Who Care. One will go to them and one will go to a child for $15, $20, whatever donation they'd want to do. So they're beautiful and they just give so much joy to kids, and I'm so grateful for that. So thank you for asking. Thank you for asking that.
So let's www, excuse me, season, let's see, let me do this.
It's season amberburch.com.
Okay, seasonamberburch.com. Okay, so let's get that set. Nope, that's not it. Where it didn't. All right. Well, I'm not 100% used to it yet. So September.
You can Google Hats and Hair from Kids Who Care as well, and you'll get to our website.
Awesome. Thank you for asking that question, Sherry. So September is Childhood Cancer Month. We know that now. And then unless someone like you cares a whole awful lot, nothing is going to get better. It's not. Dr. Seuss. I love that. No child should have cancer. Help. 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 Be their voice. Love it. Love it. Love it. So that I wanted to honor you as the cancer mother, cancer warrior, warrior mom, and all that you are, because you're amazing, and you are the mom for so many others too. So this is the book that we have been working on, and you have not given up on, and tells the story of inspiring stories, basically inspiring stories of mastering the mountains, the challenges in our lives, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. And within this book, there's quite a few stories, but 4 of our authors are all cancer survivors, or they are caretakers. And I love this. I love the image. I love the idea of mastering our mountains, because we all have these massive mountains in front of us, and oftentimes they seem unsurmountable. But really climbing to the top, the vistas that we can get along the way, it's what life is about, truly.
It is. And Jennifer Baker, Success GPS founder. Now that's significant, because that is the event we were at that many of us came together and said, hey, why don't we do something so fun, right?
Yes, Jennifer's amazing. She's one of those just movers and shakers, and I mean, she's very politically involved and is always supporting honorable causes. And she gathered the most amazing group of people on the mountain, and we had a phenomenal event, and we came up with this. And last year we published this book. It was a very limited edition, but we've added to it, and we're going to finally launch it this year, and we're hoping October 15th is the date that we are looking forward to. So.
And we're going to talk about that, and then we'll have you back, and possibly some of the other authors.
Yeah,
because you are very successful. You have figured it out. Whenever you do anything, Susan, you research, you and your husband. I'm so impressed by both of you, because your team and you go out there and get the facts, and then you learn how to basically find a way to win with your amazing gentle soul and bright smile, and guys, don't let that calm smile and amazing love coming from her, like, she knows how to do it. She gets in there and she gets it done. She dives in and she is so calm, yet oh my goodness, I just respect you so much in everything you do. And you know how to take a book to be a bestseller status, right?
So historically, we have done that quite a few times. So we are hoping for the same for this one. Yeah, we're excited, very excited. And these authors are incredible. So each one of them has just beautiful stories to tell and have overcome just huge odds. Tamara is in the book. We really wanted to highlight her and all that she's been doing. That's why she is on the front cover. We're just so proud of her and how she has, look at, the Service Hero show, what it has become from, I remember watching it from the very, very beginning and being so proud of her and thinking, what an awesome concept. So we are trying to really highlight her and, I love that she's, one of the authors on the cover. So.
Well, thank you for that. I'm just absolutely, I'm actually very humbled by it and grateful. I know many of the authors that are in it. There's only a few of them that I don't, and yet I will. I'm so excited. Yeah. And I want to share that this is the book that when we were together at the event that you did launch, and when you launched it on that day, you were able to say what? That
yeah, it was actually in 3 different categories. It was a bestseller, so that was really exciting. That book went very well, and the authors in there are also really, really good. Jennifer Baker is in this as well as her 2 children. They both wrote beautiful chapters. Yeah.
Beautiful. Gina's in there. So many people are in.
Gina.
Craig is in there, Nielsen, and so many. I love this book. I've read it from cover to cover multiple times, and it is a book that when you just need a lift, and they're not real long chapters, and each one is like, wow. It's like goes there, and then it just you go backwards but propel you forward, so going back and to then be launched forward, right?
And the concept behind this is exactly that. The beginning I wrote talking about how we would play with slingshots when I was a kid, and my dad was a master at it, and he taught us how to really use those, and how much that taught me in life that really when we feel like we're getting pulled back, we really should set our scope to where we want to be. We should determine which direction we want to go during those times, because that is when we're going to launch. Oftentimes it's those setbacks that propel us forward, that give us the direction of our lives and where we want to go. I know for you, obviously you're like the perfect example of that, where you took the things that people would have let keep them down, and it propelled you forward to help others. So.
Well, thank you for for everything you do, and I am so excited. At October 15th, I'm sorry.
Yeah, exactly. October 15th.
And that is significant too, because that is in September is Child Cancer Awareness Month. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and we went live on October the 1st, and it was 2017. So it will be our 3rd year anniversary of Chemo Buddies for Life that month, and to be able to tell the story that was told in there, and people will be able to now. The way it works is that you can, at some point, we will be able to pre-order. Is that how it works?
Yeah, we'll have a certain date. It'll be October 15th that we'll run a big campaign, and we will, have people, they can order the ebook. Okay. And we'll also have it so that, the print copy will be available as well. But we want on that day to order, have people support the ebook, because that really helps to build so that people see it, that it's there, and it helps, build so that we can get closer and closer to bestseller in our different categories. So yeah, we would love that support.
Save the date now. Put it in your phone. Get your phone out. I'm going to do it in mine, and I am. I'm putting it in there right now, It's like, okay, guys, let's do this together. So I'm getting my calendar out. Okay, September 15th. Oh, it's a Friday. How fun. Okay, so we will
October 15th.
Oh, so, yeah, October. Yeah, October 15th. It is, yeah, it's a Thursday. October 15th, Thursday. The book. Okay. Mastering Our Mountains. Safe. There we go. So, guys, how often do you take book projects on? If someone was to say, I absolutely love her energy. I love how she studies things and how you go about, I mean, you've got a team. You actually do create a quality product. I know that. Beautiful when you order it. It's well done, and it is, I can't even say enough about the quality and the look and feel and the way it flows too. I noticed that with the stories of launch. They flowed really well. You're welcome. And I know that had to have been, pre-thought out. And that's the way I know you. Um, are you still taking new projects on?
I am. The beautiful thing is my daughter, she went away to college. She was gone for 5 years. She would come back during the summers, but she is back here where we live. And so we're slowly transitioning for her to take over a lot of the publishing side of things, which has been fantastic because I have so many other hats that I wear. And she is awesome. She's so detail oriented and she loves it. She loves books. She has a YouTube channel that she talks about books that she loves and everything like that. So yes. So right now we have 4 books and that are all in different stages of being launched. There was a time that I had cut back quite a bit. I actually had my own health problem that I worked through and I'm doing fantastic now. So yeah, thank you. And so we're back at it. We are back at it. So yeah, we're always looking for people who have inspiring stories to tell that we feel like need to get their story out into the world. And I'm really grateful. I've worked with some amazing authors in the past.
And what do you feel is the best platform now? Because books have changed a bit, at least in the genre that we are in. That, I mean, sure, there's still the stories, there's the novels, there's those type of books, but when you have books that have the inspiring messages, and they may be from authors that are out there also, either now on digital platforms or have been traditionally out on stage, sharing because they've had life happen, and now they're out there helping others to get through it. And do you believe now that it's good to do a book by yourself? Do you think it's best to do it with multiple authors in the collaboration? Does it matter? What is it that you believe is the model?
I think that I love the collaborative book. I do love it. I think so oftentimes we don't have very much time to read anymore, that just a chapter at a time is a great way to just digest, but also a lot of times when you have your message to share, it definitely doesn't hurt you if you've already been in a best-selling book. If it's a collaborative book, you still are an author in that book, and then you can use that to help launch your second book, which is your own. And so oftentimes, that's the channel that people have taken. But, if you already have that novel written and you just wanted to get it out there, there's so many different ways you can go about doing that. And the beautiful thing is, bestseller, often then what that means is, you've been, an Amazon bestseller, it was the #1 at one time on Amazon in their category. But, even if your book doesn't sell 1 million copies or it doesn't sell, the thing that is beautiful about books, and especially nowadays because ebooks and, they're digital. So even people who had a garage full of books, which we don't have to do anymore, which is great, they could go away. Those could go away, but with a digital book, your words and your story can live on forever. And there's very few things we get to leave behind. And your words can be one of them. It can live beyond you and inspire people 100 years from now. And what a beautiful thing that is, So there's lots of reasons to tell your story. not just to, for financial gain or for glory or anything like that. Just getting your story out there is amazing.
I agree. In fact, in truth, that is one of the things that I always felt that when you feel that you've got a book inside of you, at least one, and you know it. It's more than just I think I've got it, or I've had that life that I could write a book. And, I joke about it a lot. However,
yes, you do.
However, you feel inspired, and I know many that are here right now, and many have expressed that fact that they have felt inspired, that there is at least one book inside. And now I absolutely love the fact that the chicken soup for the soul kind of ideas that started way back in the day, and all the different types of soup books that came out, right? And then you have the all the different types of books that are out there, the collaborative books, the workbooks. You have the chapter book with some kind of a work behind it, and there's so many different models that today, like you said, with the ebooks and such, that if we feel inspired to have a book, we can have a book.
Absolutely. Yeah. And there's different ways you can go about doing it, where there's all the different channels where you can do the very traditional, submitting it to the large companies. You have a lot less control over those books. You can do the vanity, where you just kind of do it on your own. You can do, do it yourself, basically, and self-publish. Or, something with ours. Ours is, it's kind of a combination of the more traditional and kind of the vanity publishing. But the beautiful thing is, with vanity publishing, it's more like you just get a book and a cover, and you edit it yourself. You do all of that, and that's not what I wanted. I wanted to have a very high quality product that goes out. And having really good editors is really important, and that doesn't come often. So, that's why I did this. I felt like publishers were often taking advantage of people on both sides, and I was trying to find a good balance there. So it's not easy, but I've been really, really appreciative of who I've been able to work with, and the beautiful quality, stories that they've got out to the world.
Absolutely. And that's where your heart comes through. And that's why I wanted to share your story, so people understand who you are. And we didn't even go into all of it because we really didn't even have the time. However, we at least covered the big basics. In that, trust me, guys, Susan has an integrity level that is absolutely one of the highest that I know, and her heart is absolutely as big. It's all outdoors. Her patience level, unbelievable, and her support is just incredible. And the fact that you went into this industry because you wanted people to have this type of an experience where they could trust, and they could have something that they would feel is a legacy for them to be able to share their story. Thank you for doing that.
Thank you, Tamara.
You are so welcome. Thank you. I'm so excited, and I wanted to get you out here because the artwork came out, and it's just so exciting.
I'm so excited for it. It's so wonderful because it's one of the projects that has been around for a good while, because we've been bringing more people into it. But I'm just so excited to get it out.
Yeah, and I am too, and I'm excited to share the story that I'm sharing in there, because it's going to be a story that then people are going to be understanding even that much more. And
you have an amazing life story for sure. You definitely have a book in you. You have volumes. You have volumes.
Yes. We're going to talk. And so, with that said, we are going to close our show today right now. However, we have saved the date, October. I got it right. October, wink, wink, the 15th. It's a Thursday. And Service Heroes is a Monday, Wednesday, Friday show at this time slot, guys. E360 TV, and we will be preparing for the big 36-hour event. And maybe somehow we'll even tie the book in to the 36-hour event. We'll have a lot of fun. Oh, yeah, we'll have a lot of fun.
Yeah.
However, I really want to put it out there, to put it in your calendars, and let's do this. Let's start really getting these messages out there and start inspiring messages that are going to help others. And so thank you for what you're doing. And as we close today, 365 days of awesome, celebrate success through service season. Burch, once again, we have made the case you are truly a service hero. You today are being highlighted because of the area that many maybe didn't understand, that you have a publishing company by the name of Hawaii Way Publishing. Hawaii Way Publishing is one of integrity. It's a hybrid, and you are taking a message and messages, taking them out there beautifully, credibly, and something that people can be proud of, to then be able to have a legacy that will be here not only now, but for time to come. And so I want to say thank you for that.
Thank you. I appreciate you so much.
I do, you too. All right, guys, we are done for today. We will be back on Wednesday, and Ruben will be on station. You guys want to be there. See you then. Bye.